Hello and a warm welcome to Federal special program Capital Beat. Jitan Sahani, who's the 70-year-old father of Vikassheel Insaan Party chief Mukesh Sani, he was found murdered in his Jirat village in Darbhanga district of Bihar. Now, according to the police, Sani was murdered with a sharp weapon, and there were several objects which were lying scattered outside his house. Now, Darbhanga police has formed a three-member SIT. In fact, Mukesh Sani was in Mumbai when this murder happened. Now, opposition RJD has stepped up its attack. It has slammed the state government for the law and order situation, saying that where is the good governance? The morale of the government sponsored criminals has increased. And he's saying, and Tejasvi Yadav has gone ahead and said that this looks like a complete collapse of law and order. Now, many people have also gone to the extent of saying that this is Nitish's jungle Raj because Nitish Kumar has always been speaking about RJD's jungle Raj. So it's time now for RJD to get back to Nitish Kumar, and they are saying that it's Nitish's jungle Raj. But what is the current situation as far as the law and order in Bihar is concerned? Are things really under control? Joining me now is Ashok Mishra, who's a senior journalist and political commentator, joining us from Bihar. Thank you so much, Mr. Mishra, for joining. And we have Manoj Prasad, who joins us from Jharkhand, and he also tracks the Bihar politics very, very closely. Thank you so much, Manoj Prasad, for joining. And I'll come to Ashok Mishra first. So, my question to you was that this murder of Mukesh Sahani's father, does it go to show that the law and order has completely collapsed in the state?
Uh, it is an ongoing process. To my mind, if I go through the crime records of Bihar in the recent past, I have found that the crime rate has increased. Even after the split and shift of Nitish Kumar going with the BJP. Here I find that, if you start in this month itself, in July, from July 1 till July 15, there has been one or the other murder case, abduction case, ransom case. This has been going on there in Bihar. And it is a very serious matter because the Susasan actually was the promise that the BJP and Nitish Kumar has been making all the time and have been critical of RJD and other parties who basically were there at the helm of affairs in the past, but they were basically always countered and criticized by BJP and others that this is jungle Raj. But right now they are right to basically make criticism that several incidents of crime have taken place in Bihar. And if they are saying, like Yadav and others of the opposition RJD, that crime rate has gone up in its General Raj there under the rule of Nitish Kumar NDA government. It's definitely a matter of seriousness. And to my mind, it's a very serious political crime that has taken place in Darbhanga. And to my mind, if you look into the entire crime rate of Bihar in the perspective of the police role in tackling it, then I find several factors that have to be looked into. To my mind, crime is going on in every state. Likewise, we cannot basically say that it is Bihar only where the crime rate has been going on and on. It's everywhere. Now, the problem is, if we look into the role the police is supposed to play, police has two roles to play: prevention of crime and then investigating and filing charge sheet and getting the getting the accused convicted there in the court of law. If you look into the rate of police, Bihar police, I think Odisha is the worst, where the conviction rate is around about 59%. 48%. Whereas in Bihar, it is just around about 56%. So here, preventing the crime is a very, I think the police has been totally failure, whether in this regime of Nitish RJD or Nitish BJP. It is going on. To my
Right.
mind, it has to be looked into in a big perspective. And a lot of reforms are required to deal with this particular issue.
All right. Now I'll come to Ashok Mishra. Ashok, what are the latest updates regarding the investigation into Mukesh Sani's father's murder case? Has anybody been arrested? What I was reading a short while back was that apparently two people have been taken into custody. They are being questioned, but any arrests made so far? What are the latest updates on that case?
Uh, the latest is the government has formed the SIT, and the SIT has arrested 4 persons. I think they have nabbed them, and because all 4 of them were seen in the camera, and 2 of them uh, have been they are suspected to have taken money from Jitan Sahani. And Jitan
Okay.
Sahani, it's the police right now is working on 2 3 theories. One is typical theft, some local thieves entering Sani's house and asking for money, and Jitan Sani identifying few of them, and then the criminals, stabbed him brutally, and he was killed. Number two, the second theory is some personal, individual, family feud, or maybe neighbors, the village feud, where there could be some part because of the land disputes, maybe. So this is second theory, and the third and most probable theory which has come out so far is that it's a case of Sani indulging in money lending. 2 of them is they are reported to have taken some money from Jitan Sahani, and they are on interest, and they were not able to pay it on time. That's why reportedly, not confirmed of so far,
So you
uh,
were saying,
Jitan.
allow me to interrupt you. Allow me to interrupt you, Ashok. You said that police has floated three theories. One is of the theft, the other one is of an individual family feud, and the third one, of course, is you're saying that apparently Sani indulged in some kind of money lending. Now, these are just
Money lending.
conjectures. No, these are the three theories you are saying. But is are there any suspicions on some kind of political rivalry as well, given the fact that India Alliance is an emerging force in the state to put down Mukesh Sani emotionally and psychologically? Is there any kind of political rivalry also seen? I mean, is that angle also being explored? Can that be a possibility?
So far, the police, of course, the SIT is probing all angles, but so far, the reports are not, there are no confirmed reports about some kind of political rivalry in the area. The village where he stays, uh, it's dominated by, uh, uh, intermediary caste. It's not, and some Muslims. So there could be no, in my opinion, it's not the political rivalry which has worked out there, and it could be that usury angle where he must have given money to some people, and since those who did not return, and the reports say that he, you know, uh, kept the motorcycle of that fellow at his house and asked him to bring the money first and then take the motorcycle back. So his bike was also, found at the Jitan Sahani's house. So at
Right.
the moment, I don't see any political rivalry unless
Hmm.
some kind of political rivalry or some angle police comes to the conclusion. Then only we can say that. There is no
Right.
concluding evidence or proof about political rivalry leading to this murder.
So that's clearly a matter of investigation. But this murder has also become a huge political issue. Now, with Tejasvi Yadav saying that this is Nitish's jungle Raj. Now, can we go to that extent and say that, this is a complete collapse of law and order? Would you also see it that way? The way Yadav is projecting the whole situation?
Look, Tejasvi is doing what he should do. He is a leader of opposition in Bihar. And if the opposition parties don't rake up such issues, who will do that? The BJP, the JDU, they are the ruling party, the LJP, they are the ruling party. They can't do that. They are the part of the ruling alliance. So the Tejasvi should do it, Congress should do it, left party should do it, and this is what Tejasvi is doing. Now, the narrative of Jungle Raj and the return of Jungle Raj, which I don't agree completely, because I have seen the Jungle Raj. I have seen the Jungle Raj since 1990 up to 2005 February or November when Nitish Kumar came to power. Before that, during this period, the nature of crime, the nature of offences done were far heinous than what is happening today. Today we are not watching any abduction, kidnapping for ransom, which used to be the order of the day during that time. Kidnapping for ransom, number one. Gang rivalry, number two. There used to be different gangs which used to fight for supremacy, and they used to have connections with the political parties. There were
So,
several dons whom you know. Sahabuddin was one of them.
right. So, Ashok, you're saying that the situation is not as bad as it is made out to be by the opposition parties, right?
We call Jungle Raj when there is complete collapse of law and order situation, and crimes like this, kidnapping for ransom and then murder, gang rivalry, then murder, kidnapping of children, kidnapping of doctors, kidnapping of professionals, and daylight lifting of women. The crime against women was far more than what is happening today. So on these yardsticks, we used to call it Jungle Raj. On these yardsticks, we can't say this is Jungle Raj or the return of the Jungle Raj, because at that point of time, women did not move out of the houses after 5 p.m., after sunset. This is not the case today.
Okay. All
Of
right.
course,
No, but
this is
right.
what is matter of concern, Nilu. Okay, go ahead. I'll talk to you
All right.
later.
You complete your point, Ashok. You were saying what is a matter of concern. I want to hear that point from you, and then I'll go
Yeah,
ahead to
the matter
Sani.
of concern is the growing crime cases like theft, like dakati, like murder, like individual murders of people, and the most important, the concerning part is, which we should be with the local police and the state police should worry about, is the war between two groups over sand mining and land grabbing. These are the two issues which is now a matter of concern in Bihar, on which the law and order machinery should take care of, the government should take care of, the administration should take care of, and the
Right.
politicians should also. In fact, most politicians are indulged in these two
Right.
traits. Most of them.
Okay,
Most of them.
that's an important point. That's an important point you made, that land grabbing and sand mining, these are the 2 points on
Sand
which
mining. Correct.
sand mining. These are the 2 points you said that these are matters of concern. But I'll come to you, Mr. Manoj Prasad. You said a short while back in your first submission, you said that the crime rate has increased, murders, abductions, ransoms, or that figure of these particular incidents has increased. So, would you qualify this murder as the return of Jungle Raj back in Bihar again? How would you look at that? Will
I
you
don't
see
know.
that?
I
Will you
personally
see this
feel
as
I
linked
agree
to
with
Jungle
him.
Raj?
I agree with him that if you basically make a comparative study between what is happening now and what had happened after 1990 onwards till 2004 or 5, during that General Raj regime of Lalu Prasad Yadav, uh, when he was the head of the whole thing and the going on there.
Yes.
If you make a comparative study, I think this is true that right now we cannot basically term it as Jungle Raj, but definitely we cannot deny that the crime incidents of crime have increased during the recent past. Now, why it has happened, it has to be studied, researched upon. But to my mind, police action has been there. In this case, also, you find that within 4 hours or so, police reached that particular village from the subdivisional actually area, and then tried to basically take out the forensic evidences, etc., and made the whole thing. This okay, but to my mind, most important part is this government has not adopted any foolproof reform in the police organization to contain crime. You look into the police actually structure and the system which they are basically using to
No, but
contain crime.
Manoj, there are two, three allegations by the opposition. I want to pinpointedly come to that. Now, what has Tejasvi Yadav said? Tejasvi Yadav has raised 3 points where he says, after this murder happened of Jitan Sahani, he says that where is good governance? That is question number one, which he has raised. Question number two, he talks about the fact that the morale of the government-sponsored criminals that has increased to a high level. I'm sure Ashok also would want to add on to that. I'll come to you, Ashok, but let me just get in a word from Manoj Prasad. And then, of course, he says that the tired and the retired officers are handling law and order. Now, these are two, three things which he has pointedly said after this murder took place. Now,
Uh,
how would you react to this?
See, Tejasvi Yadav, first point actually which he has raised is something which has to be accepted by any citizen. I'm a citizen, and I feel that if he
Okay, so
is
there is
raising
no good
particular,
governance. So there is
if
no good governance. You would agree on that.
absolutely, absolutely, I feel that if you have made promise of Susashan, where is Susashan? You are unable to prevent crime.
Hmm.
If the police is not able to prevent crime, this is for us one of the most important duties of police. Number one. Number two, when the crime takes place, your actually entire apparatus which is there at your command is so poor that is unable to basically deal with the rising incidents of crime and all. To my mind, this government, which promises Susashan in this actually state, should look into this particular aspect, how to make police reforms in such a way that you are able to prevent crime. It's not that you would look into it. I tell you, if I was just studying that secret service fund, there is actually police gets secret service fund for gathering intelligence. To my mind, this entire secret service fund which goes to district at the district level for collecting intelligence and all is basically not used, or it is very less sum. So intelligence gathering is poor. So how do you prevent crime when you do not know what is going to happen? Second, if you basically examine the police station today in Bihar, you will find that does not
Uh,
have
yes, yes.
vehicles, they do not have computers, they do not have several other things which is required. Internet facilities also down most of the time. To my mind, how do you prevent crime then? And how do you basically blame? Another more important point is the training of the policemen. They are not giving any importance to train the policemen so that they are capable to handle the crime properly and do their job. So these are the loopholes which the government has, and when they promise actually association and all, they must look into it. If it don't, the criticism will come from Tejasvi and others, anybody who is there in the position will
Right. But
always basically come.
Ashok, let me come to you. How big is this political issue? The manner in which Nitish Kumar has been breaking up the Jungle Raj during RJD's times, during Lalu Prasad's tenure, has Tejasvi also managed to do the same with this particular incident? Have they tried to make that narrative?
To my mind, basically, it is basically going to go against
Manoj,
the
I'll come to you.
current
I wanted
government, no doubt
let
about it.
Manoj, I'll get in this reaction from Ashok, and then I'll come to you. Yes, Ashok,
Okay,
the same question to
okay,
you.
okay, okay.
Yeah, Tejasvi is doing, as I told you, Tejasvi is doing the right thing, and all the opposition parties should do that. They should take up this issue. In fact, crime graph has gone up. There's no denying the fact. This, but the nature, the use of term Jungle Raj, I am objecting to, because the Jungle Raj was a different kind of crimes which used to happen. I will give you one example. The then Prime Minister used to come to, when he came to Bihar for election meeting, he used to call for Mera Vikas kahan hai. Vikas was a small child kidnapped for the past fortnight and he was not recovered. So addressing a meeting, public election meeting at Bhagalpur perhaps, he gave it a call that where is my Vikas? Vikas was the name of that child. So he was recovered after some time. But that kind of thing is not happening these days in Bihar. But as an opposition leader, and responsible opposition leader, Tejasvi should do it. All the opposition parties should do it. In fact, all the allies should also take up this matter, because the police force has become lax. That is, there is no denying this fact. The police force in Bihar has become lax. There is no
No,
rule of law, and
now
we
when
call
you
it in
say,
Hindi.
Ashok,
We call it as
no, when you say
yeah,
that
yeah.
the police force has become lax, so does it mean that what Tejasvi is saying, that tired and retired officers are handling the law and order situation? So is that true
True.
when it comes to Bihar?
That is 100% true because the DGP is not doing anything. The DGP should have done it. The DGP has not come out with any statement so far because if such a of course he is a Jitan Sahani is the father of a leader of a political party in Bihar, and he is known nationally also. It's a regional party but known nationally also. It was once upon a time it was the ally of the BJP, and he used to move around with our Union Home Minister Amit Shah. So he is an important person, and if father is killed, it's an important incident. The reason could be different, but it's an important incident. The police can say that I could not have prevented it, fine, but you should have it at the earliest. You should have the criminals at the earliest, and you should give it a message that. But on such issue, so far I have not seen any statement coming out from the DGP. I have not seen any statement coming out from the state home minister, who is chief minister Nitish Kumar. So the opposition has all right to say that. But my objection was the narrative of Jungle Raj, the earlier which we used to describe Jungle Raj, the kind of incidents used to happen, and the kind of incidents happening today. Of course, the crime graph has gone up. Politicians should wake up this issue. And the police system, the law and order machinery is a failure. There is no denying the fact. It's
Right.
true. It's a failure.
One more question to you, Ashok, and then I'll come for the concluding comments to Manoj. Ashok, this bit that the morale of the government-sponsored criminals is high. Is that true in context to Bihar? Currently, what about these criminals which are supported allegedly by the government? That's also what Tejasvi Yadav has alleged.
Yeah, but Tejasvi Yadav, what Tejasvi Yadav says, it is his angle of saying that, and he should. I don't deny that. I don't object to that. But in my opinion, the government-sponsored criminals, there are some criminals which are part of this government. There are some criminals which have become the MLAs. There are some criminals which have. One of them has recently won as an independent candidate in this by-election. One of them has recently won from Rupali constituency. But such criminals are there in politics, so their morale is, of course, has gone up. But it's not. We can't say a generalized statement that the morale of the state-sponsored criminals or politicians has gone up, and they are indulging in such crimes or backing such crimes. We can't say that.
Let me come for the concluding comments to Manoj. So, what would you say? Towards the end of this entire episode, this has become a political issue because it has left a feeling that if this can happen to a political party leader's father, then how secure are the common citizens of Bihar? So, obviously, that question is going to be asked. So, is government really to answer a lot on this, and can it really spell trouble for the Nitish Kumar government? Yes, Manoj.
Nitish Kumar has always been facing this particular problem, whether he has been with Yadav and or BJP, RJD or the BJP. What is important actually is that nobody is basically bothered to look into is whether you belong to this party or that party. Is if you do not actually bring about police reforms, do not strengthen the infrastructure, do not get policemen trained properly, I do not think that you will be able to deal with crime. The crime which is basically on the rise almost in all states. But go to Maharashtra, to my mind, they have indulged in or introduced police reforms. Whereas I find that in Bihar, it is absolutely missing. When I go to Patna and basically I talk to any police officer, my friend and all, they tell me that police training is the most insignificant aspect to look into. Nobody is bothered about that. But if you don't train your police personnel who are basically going to basically deal with and contain crime, what is going to happen? You have
Right.
not done anything to build police infrastructure. Then what
Right.
I'm told there at the district level, at their headquarter, that we do not have funds. If you do not have funds, then you have to mobilize funds this way or that way. Otherwise, it will be very difficult for you to deal with it. I must tell you another important aspect of the police and the people population ratio. Bihar, like Jharkhand and many other states, the ratio between population and police is very, very uh, huge.
No, no, but what you are
1,000
stating,
population, you are supposed to have 5 policemen.
no, no,
But
what
right
you're
now,
stating,
1 lakh people, 1 lakh person has got
Manoj,
10 police persons.
let me slightly differ with what you're saying. What you have pointed out actually is not Bihar specific. This is a problem rampant across India. That if you look at the people and the police ratio,
Police
it's a
ratio,
visibly.
right?
So this is a
But
pan
what
India problem. Now let me
I,
no let me yes, just complete your point what you're
I
saying, and then
want
I'll
to
go to
make
the
a
last point.
submission. I want to make a submission that we know it very well. This is a crime-prone belt called Bihar. In this crime-prone belt called Bihar, you need to have a very modernized police forces. Where you have modernized police forces, whether you belong, if you are there at the helm of affairs with the RJD or you are there at the helm of affairs with the BJP, seen is that you have not introduced any strong police reform. So there actually the political sub triangle
Right.
which is going on, that we keep criticizing that in this government this has not happened, in that government this has not happened. If
Hmm.
same Tejasvi Yadav becomes deputy chief minister today, he will say no, we are tackling it very well. Same thing will happen.
Right.
So
Right. No, you have a point in what you're saying, but one important bit which I missed out, Ashok, and I'll come to you now for that. Now, Sahani belongs to the OBC community. He has a strong support of the OBC community. Now, how big can this be made into a political issue given the fact that 2025 Bihar is scheduled for elections? Now, can this become a huge political issue, and how will it impact the OBC community? Because I'm sure the India Alliance, along with Mukesh Sani, will go to the people and say that, look, my father was murdered, and how safe have been the common people during Nitish's regime. So again, that safety, security of the citizens, that can become an issue, given the fact that now the countdown already has begun to the, to the Bihar elections.
Yes, yes. It is going to become a major issue in the coming elections. Before that, and and the impact, of course, it will depend upon the uh, the, the investigation report of this case. If the investigation indicates to something else, the political rivalry or something else, then it will have a massive impact. And if it is confined to the suspicion we have, if it is confined to the earlier indications what we have, then it will not have a major impact on the whole issue. Of course, the Nishad or the fisherman caste, which Jitan Sani and Mukesh Sani belongs to, it has a nearly 5% voters vote bank in Bihar, spread over different constituencies, different assembly constituencies, and people say that the Mallas are found in almost all the constituencies of Bihar, assembly constituencies of Bihar. So it will have an impact, but its impact, it is big or small, it will depend upon the outcome of the investigation.
All right, so we'll have to wait and watch as to what is the outcome of this SIT
Correct.
report. And a bigger question than that is how honest an investigation has been done into this case. Thank you so much, Mr. Ashok Mishra, Manoj Prasad. It was wonderful having both of you on the program. And one appeal to the viewers who are watching this discussion: subscribe to our channel, send us a feedback, and stay tuned to the Federal. Thank you.